Here we are, we're back again. Let's talk. Well, I left Knock this morning, the Mercy Convent, lovely accommodation. Couldn't ask for better. And I distributed a few of my leaflets in the various churches there. There's three, and there's actually four, but you have the Basilica, you have you have the Reconciliation Chapel where you get confession. I had put a couple in there, I think, yesterday. And then I did to the apparition chapel, and then the parish chapel. I put a few there, and the rest of it. And I just decided to put a couple around as well, in case people. But sometimes they're the people that do it like they have a certain demands on their expenses, and we have to make allowances for it. And I called into plenty of places, and that, but they're very slow to sort of put their hand, make a small donation, 20 or 30 euros or something of that caliber. And I mean, I make donations myself, direct debits to about 10 different places, costing me about 150 a month, different ones. But if I'm able to do it, it's the wonder of other ones. I don't know to me to do anything like that. I do it with pro life and anyone that stands up for the faith and that type of thing. And so it's a good thing to do, I think, um, to help those that are doing such good work. And I'm delighted to see that the referendum was defeated, that the noes for once had up between their ears and voted no. And that's what they should do whenever this crowd tries to inflict something. It's usually for an agenda that ain't Catholic, and vote no wherever they're coming up with. I know Gilmore, the leader of the Labour Party, wanted to change the constitution and put in their own old nonsense. You wouldn't have anything to do with it. It was defeated as well. So they keep chancing their arm. But be that as it may, I called in and that. And as I say, I went to various places there now because I've been doing that during the week while I was away. And I got a couple of donations, but just a small amount. And they were able to do it. But I'm surprised other ones that seem to be very successful in their business couldn't see their way to just doing something there and then because it's above board. And we have our videos and we're trying to do the best we can to try and start a television station because it's badly needed to stand up for the Catholic faith. We have a couple of Irish papers doing their best and Live magazine, a free magazine, and we have other ones, but they don't have. And there's Pro Life Institute. They have a gripped sort of a TV project, and they did a good job in interviewing Mr. Michael McDowell. He was a former Attorney General, Minister for Justice, and he was quite scathing about this government, and he reckoned it was coming from the Green Party, that the Constitution was good enough. And I hope it had an effect because I certainly made some one or two videos that vote no. And I'm glad to see that it was defeated. Thanks be to God. Now, I didn't hear about people told me because I don't look at RTE or anything like that, so I don't get the news. So there we are, and Randy was I just make it, you can plant the seed, and as I say, I gave the leaflets to people that I met, sometimes proprietors, and But I was surprised that they couldn't just take their time and ask a few questions. So that tells me, because I notice that then I don't see anything forthcoming. And I mean, I have it written on it, and the date, say today was the 12th of March. No, yesterday was the 12th of March, and because I dated that, it's only the 13th. And a donation much appreciated. And I said, just John. And everything is above board on it, and people are but I'm surprised, and but then I'm not surprised because have they lost the faith? Would that be it? I'd be conferring with one or two of my colleagues about what way to go forward because I don't want to be wasting my time and putting myself to expense, my own expense, to do that, to try and do this. So I'm just mentioning in talk. But as I was thriving as well, there's another little thing. The trees sometimes they're over you, and you know what they remind me of? Skeletons, because there's no leaves on the trees, and it's like skeletons. Did you ever notice that in this time of the year when the leaves haven't come on the trees? They're bare. And in some places in the summertime, there'd be a canopy over and you're going through, and it's a very refreshing type of thing to see the trees and the canopy, and you're like as if you're going through a little tunnel or something. Yeah, so depending on where you are, I know in some countries they have snow for the winter and then very hot in the summer, so it's not a balanced type of thing. Whereas here we have plenty of rain and we had plenty of it during the week, but today was nice enough. And then there was some rain as it was kind of coming, but at least it wasn't raining on me when I was going into places. And I went into plenty of places even today. But I got home at about 3:30 or something like that. Mind you, by the time you sort of do this, that, and the other and get things sorted I know it was before I could sit down for a cup of tea, damn near 5. And so you'd be tired. If it's up early this morning, I bring my laptop with me and I bring my modem that I'm able to do it. I don't have to depend on their Wi-Fi because you don't know who's using it either. So I have my own modem that I'm able to bring in and do the videos as if I'm at home, but then I'm not at home. And thank God now I'm at home. It's glad to go away and it's good to come home, isn't it? I won't be doing too much of that. I'll go to some places around local here and there, you know. And one man that's fairly successful in a supermarket and a tire accessory place and doing pretty good, I'd say, employing people and busy. And he was talking to a man, and the man had, which he was at to buy something in the shop, and he had tea, but he was talking so long. I said, instead of that tea being warm, it'll be pretty well cold tea he'll be having. Coffee, whatever it was, these things that you can get in the shops. And he had a Mace supermarket, which I would have supplied years ago. And a busy place, very busy. So, so I met him anyways, and he says to me, the man that he was talking to now, whether they noticed me or not, because I was standing, I thought to myself, is he giving him his life story? And he got into a kind of a van, sort of whatever it is, not a van, a kind of a truck, whatever bloody business he was in. But he was talking so long, I said, he must be giving him his life story. But when he come to me, he said, he said, the man said, would you believe it, when he sees a fellow with a collar and tie and the way I'm dressed, he usually is coming about his sons or something. It just shows you what these people think. I mean, years ago, everybody was dressed with a tie. And even going back to my father and his brothers and sisters, and 12 of them are thereabouts. And 1928 now, there's somebody, one of the cousins was able, the cousin's nieces was able to put it into colour, and when you're showing it, you would never think it was 1928. They're all wearing toys. And even when I was growing up, I don't remember anybody. You wore a toy, or you wore a tie, and when you were going to mass, your shoes was polished and all. But now they don't seem to go around. Men are dressed terrible. You just don't only get an odd one that's dressed properly. But that's what he said to me. Now, whether the other ones are thinking that and not saying it, I do not know. But that struck me as very strange. It's like, I mean, I have a little the Jerusalem cross here on this one, and then the little lamb, and the Lamb of God was a knock, the little cross on top. But then one or two remarked on that, and they were the ones that gave donations because they were that way inclined. But I wonder if the rest of them actually not practicing their Catholic faith, because there's a lot of lapsed. So is that part of the problem? I have a feeling it is. So there you are, just passing on the news. And I'll have to rethink the thing and find out what other way we'll go about things. Because I'm not going to be wasting my time at my age, going in and and telling the truth and how necessary. But I might be talking to the wall here. Bye now.